This is part 2 of the video in this series featuring the circus train, and we're going to go ahead and make repairs on this. Remember from part 1, we had a little bit of rust on the screws and the line was stuck. So we'll just go through some basic repairs.
Frankie Cheese Vintage Toy Adventures! Ooh.
Trouble. I was recording with my iPhone, and Steve Jobs from the grave demanded that his iPhone be updated right in the middle of my video, and I didn't see the video stopped. So you missed all this brilliantness. So I'm just going to go over what I did. I took the bottom off the lion. He was stuck. This was all filled with rust. I cleaned it off with some rubbing alcohol. I got the line freed up. He is now spinning. Whee! Some of the metal shafts in here were rusted, so I put a little bit of fluid film on there and then wiped it off. I try not to put this on plastic parts, but it was rusted so bad I had to put something on there to protect it. There we go. Whee! And so I put some navel jelly on the rusted up shafts with the Q-tip, and I had that sitting for about 15 minutes. I'm going to go in the sink and wash it all off, make sure that's all off there because I don't want it to stay on the part, and I'll put a little bit of protectant on those as well. I took a lot of the screws out, and I had the screws soaking because they were kind of rusted up in the jelly to get the rust off the screws. And what else? That's about it. The train was in good shape, but I took the screws out because they were rusted up, and I cleaned up the bottom, got all the rust dust off of that. The innards of the train were actually in pretty decent shape. There's really no rust inside there, so I'm going to let that go. Train is good. Rubber parts are good. Here's the little... I don't have to touch these. This is in good shape. So the only one that was in real trouble or need of TLC was the lion. He was like frozen in that position. It's got those, see them gears are real nice now and cleaned up. They're all like really rusted and wouldn't even spin. And so that is freed up. I didn't put any oil on them because they didn't have any oil to begin with, and I didn't have the proper gear oil. So all I'm doing is they didn't have oil in the first place, so they have plastic pins that are holding this in. They don't really need oil. It was just all the dust from, you know, the axles that were rusting got into everything, and so that fine powdery dust mix got in the shafts, and so it was gibbering everything. So we got them ungibbered. So without further ado, I am going to run over to the sink, get all these parts washed up, get all the navel jelly off of them and scrubbed up so they look, they won't look new, but at least all the scale rust will be off of these. I might go over them with real fine sandpaper, and then we'll put a little bit of fluid film on them, not a lot, because we don't want it to ruin the plastics. I just want it to protect the metal to keep it from rusting. That's the goal at this point. So let's go over to the sink. I would normally use an SOS pad or steel wool, but the chrome is no good on these. So I just want to take the scale off of that. And yeah, make them shiny. They're wet. It's quite a mess we made over here. Okay, we can seal up our alcohol. Done with that. Done with this. It's all our dirty Q-tips of rust. Done with that. So we're just going to take a little dab of this fluid film here. I'm going to dip the screw heads in it and then wipe it off. Until I find like something better to protect against rust, I'm going to continue to use this. But like I said, I use it very sparingly. I don't want, you know, a lot of excessive amount of it around, just enough to kind of inhibit the rust, but not enough that it's going to ruin your plastic. Because it does like to spread out a little bit, so you don't want to have like a lot of it on there. So it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if I didn't do this, this would continue to rust. And we don't want that. Put a little bit on there. Okay, well, let's get some on these wheel shafts. The navel jelly kind of turns the rust black. So the rust that's on there is black now. I used a little bit use the sandpaper to get the scale off. So that worked out nice. And so I just got like a layer of film of this. Actually, I shouldn't give that a product placement. I might get in trouble, right? I'll just call it Rust Inhibitor 3000. So I'm just putting the Rust Inhibitor 3000 and then wiping it off, but there's still like there's a film left of it, you know, just to kind of coat the metal and keep it from rusting, but not ooze out all over the plastic. Because we don't want it oozing out all over the plastic. Yeah, just a nice little thin layer. And got everything all, axles all smoothed out. And got a little bit of this rust inhibitor on there. I'm not using it as a lubricant, it's just a rust inhibitor. It's kind of stinky stuff. However, you won't smell on here because I didn't put enough. Now I got it all over my fingers, so I'm going to go wash my fingers because I don't want to touch the plastic with that stuff and get that gunk all over the plastic. Alright, so I got that washed off. Let's put old Mr. Leo back together again. And all the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Leo back together again. Alright, I'm trying to get this thing to spin a little bit more freely. It's not spinning good enough. So I'm going to try to tamp this gear out of there. So wish me luck, a little tool for that. Put it right there on the shaft. And give it a couple taps. Crossing my fingers. Why not? It's already broke, right? Hey! Inspect the Algira. Gear survived. Look at that. Oh. That's pretty grody. Yes, sir. Dee. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get that all cleaned up. So like the other shaft, I'm going to put some jelly on there and see if we can reverse the effects of all that yucky rust. I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty gnarly. Nice and shiny again. I like that. That's bright and shiny. That sure is bright and shiny, my friend. Why, thank you. I take great pride in my bright and shiny things. Well, it's definitely spinning a lot better. I think you got it, Sonny. press this gear back on. I can probably press it back on with my thumb. That's a fact, Jack. She's spinning good and free now. Alright, let's put this gear back in here. Put this gear back in here. And let's put this back on here. Oops, this goes here like that. Let's put these bright and shiny screws back in that are all purdied up. This one here. I forgot to put the other tire in. Oh my goodness, I forgot to put the other tire in. Oh. Hey, you can see all the rust is gone. And wait a minute, you got to do like the grand reveal. Watch. Whoa! It's the spinning lion, and the spinning lion, and the dancing seals. I can't wait for this whole thing to get back together. This is just tremendous. Oh, I forgot to fit this wheel. I'll be right back. I forgot the one wheel. Oh, what are you gonna do? I forgot that. I always remember things. You know what I mean? All right, get that one all cleaned up. Look at that. It's like new. That's like new, I tell you. It's a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. Oh, yeah. Little bit of rust inhibitor on there. Just on that one spot where the chrome is kind of giving up. Put the other choo-choo wheel. There we go. Isn't this lovely? Go back on. And let's put the nice bright and shiny screws back in. Just right over here, over here. This way over here, this way over here, this way over here, this way over here. Put them back where they once were. This one's being a chupacabra. Don't want to force it too much. Alright, have a look. No more rust. Let's see what this, let's listen to this choo-choo. Oh, it goes like this. Alright, we'll put it on a high turning radius. Let's go. Let's crap off the table. Here I am, silly goose. Alright, let's see you go. Toot-toot. Oh, that's just amazing. I could play with this for hours. Probably looks better on the carpet. The seals are jumping. The lion's spinning. Whee! Whee! Alright, Mr. Clown. Please subscribe for more of these goofy videos where I review these goofy toys. Oh my goodness. Alright, and don't forget to see this and many great items for sale. Look on eBay, Second Childhood Toys. And you can find a lot of great vintage toys in there. My buddy Rick was just good enough to drop this off for me to look at, review, and maybe repair. In which I have repaired this toy. And I'm going to give this back to him. I'm sure he's going to be really happy. But it's called Second Chance Toys, or Second Childhood Toys. So he's probably going to play with this first for a little bit on the carpet. Toot toot. Smell you later. Please subscribe.
Ah, I love my hand.